Next thing I know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh snap, I'm pregnant from my pump.
It's 2025 and women are still being sold as sex slaves. Now, human trafficking is a problem in South Africa and it is happening underground. It is happening by a highly organized ring of criminals that are involved of a syndicate. And today I'm going to be sharing Jane Doe's story in her own words. I've hidden her identity and I've disguised her voice so that her real identity cannot be revealed. But I want you guys to listen to what she says. Now, before we get into that, we need your help. Do you have an organization or someone that can assist in the Johannesburg area with helping Jane Doe seek help? She needs some help in a rehab in order to become clean, as well as just a safe house to stay in, because she has taken a huge risk talking to people, talking to community activists, and getting her story out there. Now, there is a number on the screen, and please WhatsApp it, call it if you can offer some assistance. Now, Jane Doe, she suffers from the disease of addiction. She admits this and she says that she wants to get clean. And she says that it's her addiction that led her to this path. And I'm one who sees addiction as a disease, that something that you can recover from and that you can get better from. And Jane Doe went into this path because she was recruited by another female. This is something that we see in a lot of human trafficking cases. Oftentimes, certain organizations, they will have a couple of female front women who will go and recruit other women into the sex trade. And this is because women generally trust other women, right? Seen it in a lot of high profile human trafficking cases is that oftentimes you're going to be on your guard if a man approaches you and says, hey, listen, come do sales with me. But in this case, a woman approached Jane Doe and said, you know what? We are going to go do sales. And Jane Doe, she wanted to improve her life. So she believed it. She believed it and she went with this woman. And that is the beginning of this jarring journey where she would be sold as though she was a commodity.
That is where it all began as an addict. First of all, my friend came to me and she was like, hey, looking good. I have a job for you. You don't even have to fetch anything. Let's go, get in the car, let's go. Get in the car. Now we're about to go and do sales. I thought I'm going to be doing my mother proud. Here's the break I've been waiting for. If only I knew. Once I got there, sales was body sales. What was it? When you arrive there, they describe it as no, you just take care of people. But they're not answering how your payment is done or any of that. Next thing you know, whatever you want is being bought, as in whatever alcohol you want, whatever drugs you want, it gets handed on a silver platter. Once I realized you have to sit there all dressed up as a pretty doll and you have to see and sell yourself to a guy, it was too late by then already. I realized, okay, so basically prostituting yourself for this. To calm you down, they would just, here's more. So you get addicted to this flashy life, the hotels, the suburbs, the high walls, the fancy clothing. The fact that, oh, I'm independent as an ex-drug addict that everyone looked down on, and now get to put money in my mom's pocket. Sure. Look like a win-win situation at first because why? I have an addiction problem. I have drugs handed to me whenever I want. I dress up, I'm pretty, I look good, I smell good. Whatever I want, I receive, but I'm giving up my freedom and my future and my body.
She became attracted to a life of opulence because there was always an excess of everything. There was always nice things for her to have. There was always substances for her to use. And oftentimes, we hear it in Jane Doe's own words later, but oftentimes human traffickers actively looked for people who have substance problems because you know what? They are easier to control. You load them up with substances, you make them pliable. They are much easier to control when they are on certain substances. And Jane Doe said, you know what? There were nice things. She was looking nice. There were substances. But at the end of the day, she realized that she was being sold. And she was being sold for her body. And we get to the point where she explains a little bit about how this works. We know that there is a pimp, and this pimp will often have 3 or 4 different ladies, and the lady that he got first is known as the first lady. And this sort of sets up the system of a ranking system of women, because I believe these pimps want the women under them to fight over positions, right? As another way of keeping these women under check, under control. Meanwhile, they are all being trafficked, right? Now, you main thing about this is that Jane Doe says in her interview that the syndicate is being run by foreign nationals, specifically from Nigeria. And she says that if you disrespect them, if you disrespect their culture in any way, then you get beaten. There's no other way about it.
And when you fall pregnant, okay, get it here. A pump normally has 2 or 3 girls that he runs. Okay. When you join this now, you fall under a first lady. The first lady is the woman that, as when they came to South Africa and started this business now,
Where did they
she's the
come
first
from?
girl from Nigeria. Say from Nigeria. You'd swear they went for months of mental training, of psychology and things. By the time they got here, the way they drill you, when you realize what's happening to you, it's as if these people have been trained to do these type of things. Because a human doesn't do that to another person. As I was saying, a first lady, so you fall under her because why? She's the first lady that he started selling or got sold onto him, whether she knew it or not. You go to a club, you go to a party. Hey, I have a guy or these friends that are gonna buy us everything we want.
Then you get beaten. There's no other way about it. And oftentimes, there are women that are being unalived. For example, Jane Doe explains one time where she was driving with her pimp and another lady disrespected, and he basically kicked her in the head, right? Kicked her in the head on the side of the road and left her there. We don't know if she survived, we don't know if she made it, but these are some very bad people, and these are some very dangerous people. And basically, what these pimps do is that they have their hierarchy of women. And another thing is that they will, for example, sort of control these women psychologically. Jane Doe says it in her own words, as though they've done some psychological training, because they will drill the woman. And whenever the women get a phone call, they have to say that they are available 24/7, 24/7 available for sex. They are moved between different guest houses. And at times, the demand is so high that Jane Doe would say that she didn't even have a time to wash, didn't even have time to wash between 5 or 6 different customers. That's how crazy this is. And another thing is that when these women fall pregnant, then they are forced to go for abortions against their will. And these women are devastated because, you know, they are still often bleeding from an abortion, and they will have to be forced back into the trade in order to make money, because the whole thing is about making as much money as you can for your owner or your pimp. And these women are being sold because oftentimes these pimps, they will sell the women between each other. Or, for example, some of them will say, you know what, I owe that guy a favor. Now you must go with him. You belong to him. And
In a room or in a guest house, there's nothing to do with massaging. You sell yourself for them. I got taken to, you get taken, if you get beaten, this is how it goes. If you get beaten for disrespecting him or his money, or you just out of character, his cultural terms, you get beaten and no other pump can help you. No other girl can help you because he owns you and he's disciplining you. The first time I was very scared the first time I saw this because I was introduced to this, I was there for 2 weeks or something. Okay, everything's new, the drugs are still awesome. We're driving on a highway and he puts his screen in front and we at the back and puts a handbrake up, kicks the Uber guy out, pulls her out of the back window, jumps on her head, and we left her on the highway. I should tell myself, never get to the point where you're making that upset. You're saying, stay in your lane. No matter how you try and stay in your lane, whether you want to sleep with him or not, if he's gonna come in that room and say, oh yeah, let's go now, you have a booking. We have to be done. You have 10 minutes. Your Uber's going to be a come. You're going here. You can be lying or you're really going. So you just get done and you go and you get in the car. You're not just going to a guest house around the corner because he wants to sleep with you. And when he's done sleeping with you, here's your phone. Your client is on the way. Oh, hold on. Go fix yourself. You're on to your next travel. So me being pregnant, the first lady can't know because she's giving me yell as it is in the house. He brought you, he's sleeping with you. I started this business. Why do I have to deal with you and what not fun? So you go for private abortion, you get booked in on a state fancy state. You scared as hell. You get left there on your own, your medication, your phones get taken away. The only thing you're gonna see is when food is delivered. 3 days later you're gonna get fetched when you're now ready for business. Clearly, you're not gushing blood anymore, are you? So when you get back to that house, I have to be that normal working girl. In my mind, I'm thinking, you are first lady. Somehow I need to find a way to scream out or cry out to you. This is the honest truth that's actually happening.
How does this begin, right? So there are a number of women that we know have been trafficked from other areas of the country. Some of them haven't been in contact with their families for years because of the underground nature of it all. We know that these women, they are not allowed access to their own finances. They're not allowed access to phones unsupervised.
And on to the next, and on to the next. You realize like when do you when do you when do you have time for yourself? There is no time for yourself. Because your advert literally says, and it's part of your speech on the phone, I'm available 24/7. I didn't realize that. So I used to practice like, oh, how do you say the rates? How do you do this? When I told myself, okay, you do this now, run with it. You have your mom that you have to make proud, and just for the one time in your addiction life, do not depend on her. Understand? So yeah, I am trying to perfect and get into the groove of it. But when I start realizing sooner or later, I am what I'm saying on the phone is I'm available 24/7. I'm available 24/7. It became my reality as we phone call after phone call after phone call, phone call after phone call after phone call. The next thing you know, I barely got to bath after 4 clients. And you answer the phone, what do you say? I'm available 24/7. It is your body, don't do it. It's enough that you have to search and be available 24/7 and swallow the fact that you have to give up yourself like that every day. To a point. These ladies that are so from so far, they don't even get to see their people. Their mothers don't even know they have children or had children. Okay, look at the bright side of this. Look at the bright side of this. Try and get medical cover. Try and figure out the source or financial plan because you see how money works here. Even if it has to be handed over to you, there's ways where people will just give you for who you are. Besides, you don't even have to say anything. Before he pays you, you got your own 500-600 rand. And you think to yourself, I can go towards this. I can start studying or that. If you ought to mention anything that has to do with personal growth, forget it.
How did a girl from Uppington get there? Was she trafficked? Did she come out of her own? Did she also think it's a joke?
A masseuse job, something to that effect.
And when
Your bus ticket is paid for, or it's pre-planned if they do get hold of you, or people from that side sent a photo. Okay, so now they're prowling on you, right? So you're chatting on WhatsApp or Facebook or so. Hey, as if you know somebody, as if it's a flirtatious thing at first. Hey, money gets put into your account, no problem, fine. A month later, money gets sent to you. Now the phone calls become more regular. Next thing you know, pack small bag, I'm bringing you down to me. When you get here, you owned. And there's no way back. Do you think the soft life is just soft life? Working for it. You get reminded in your face though. There's no level. It's business. We came here to do business with you. They come from Nigeria. These are illegal immigrants here. So they prowl mostly on young colored drug addicts. there's very few you could say white ladies in this, but those ladies that are in it, it's as if it's part of their norm, you know. Oh, yeah man, is wat ek doen. Verstaan jy?
Okay.
Verstaan jy? Ek doe wel, en ek verkoop wat. Verstaan.
But others, they don't know what they are getting themselves in. Like you said, you were promised a job.
Or you get promised, listen, it's a masseuse job. They mention nothing to do with nakedness or anything. Oh, you live in Cape Town. You know what? It's a fence where I'm going to fly you down. So if it looks very legit, you've flown down from Cape Town to here, you only come into a local area here, into the little circle, to be put in a room or in a guest house. It's nothing to do with masseusing. He's got the smokes. Next thing you know, your friend goes to the toilet. Everybody's gone. You don't know what happened. You were actually sold on to him and left at this place. And you wonder why these women are so cold and heartless and hard-to. By then, they are hard to this already. They realize this is the reality of their lives. They have no homes. They have children by them, or they're addicted to drugs. So if you can fall pregnant, because your pump has every right, if he walks in there, he wants to sleep with A or B, he can do so. He owns you, basically. If you're going to try and run away from the situation, it's like if it's a WhatsApp group, right? And if one group's chat leaks, all the others are going to try and find that one to bring it right back to its owner. So how far are you going to get running? So here you are pregnant from pump, no problem, fine. You're scared of your first lady because she's above you. She shouldn't know things like this. So the animosity is caused this way. If you're going to go out for work, what happens is he doesn't leave your side. You're under guard 24/7. It's like, Daddy, are you ever going to leave my side? He's going to wait till you finish bath. Here's the phone. This is what you're going to say on the phone. You get there. He's waiting downstairs. You have to go up. The first thing you have to do is get the cash, take it right back down to him, go up. He's going to tell you how to manipulate the situation there on top. If you have to be there for an hour, keeping in mind I have to be there, proper. Oh, I understand, and this is what I do as a professional.
And these pimps, they breed a culture of spying so that the other women are always spying on you to make sure that you are not doing anything wrong that could endanger the pimp or his money flow. And these pimps, how they recruit people as well, besides from on the street, is that in her words, the pimps have said that they target a specific set of girls, which is girls who identify as colored and who have perhaps substance issues. And basically what they do is that they promise to fly you from this way to that way. You go onto WhatsApp, you get very friendly with them. They seem like really nice people. Sometimes they even flirt with you and want to be your boyfriend. And basically what happens is that as soon as you are in their vice grips, for example, they will sometimes give you substances and say that you owe them money for all the substances and that you have to work it off. And this is human trafficking. This is human trafficking where you get flown from point A to point B, where you get put up in guest houses, and the lifestyle might seem very opulent. But at the end of the day, these women are being sold as slaves. We know that, for example, in one of the stories that Jane Doe said, that if one of the pimps owes another one a favor, they will give them a girl, as though these girls are commodity. They will give them the girl and they will say to the girl, that is your new owner.
What point? These ladies that are from so far, they don't even get to see their people. Their mothers don't even know they have children or had children. Okay, look at the bright side of this. Look at the bright side of this. Try and get medical cover. Try and figure out the source or financial plan, because you see how money works here. Even if it has to be handed over to you, there's ways where people will just give you for who you are. Besides, you don't even have to say anything. Before he pays you, you got your own 500-600 rand. And you think to yourself, I can go towards this. I can start studying or that. If you ought to mention anything that has to do with personal growth, forget it.
How did the girl from Uppington get there? Was she trafficked? Did she come out of her own? Did she also think it's a job?
A masseuse job. Something to that effect.
And when
Your bus ticket is paid for, or it's pre-planned if they do get hold of you, or people from that side sent a photo. Okay, so now they're prowling on you, right? So you're chatting on WhatsApp or Facebook or so. Hey, as if you know somebody, as if it's a flirtatious thing at first. Hey, mine gets put into your account, no problem, fine. A month later, mine gets sent to you. Now the phone calls become more regular. Next thing you know, bag, small bag, I'm bringing you down to me. When you get here, you owned. And there's no way back. Do you think the soft life is just soft life? Working for it. You get married in your face though. There's no level. It's business. We pay here to do business with you. They come from Nigeria. These are illegal immigrants here. So they prowl mostly on young colored drug addicts. There's very few you could say white ladies in this, but those ladies that are in it, it's as if it's part of their norm, you know. Ach ja man, dis wat ek doen. Verstaan jy?
Okay.
Verstaan jy? Ek doe en ek verkoop wat.
But others, they don't know what they are getting themselves in. Like you said, you're promised a job.
Or you get promised, listen, it's a masseuse job. They mention nothing to do with nakedness or anything. Oh, you live in Cape Town. You know what? It's a fancy, but I'm going to fly you down. So if you lose very legit, you've flown down from Cape Town to here, you only come into a local area here, into the little circle, to be put in a room or in a guest house. It's nothing to do with masseusing.